All right, we've got our West Coast Mastermind for May. We've got a big crowd today. We've got Dan and me here to listen to Matt. So, Matt, we kind of threw this up together last minute because I saw your post and I wanted to know more. And you're always doing things from the affiliate owner perspective, 12-year affiliate owner yourself, CrossFit
Yep.
Livermore, but also with the other affiliate owners in mind. And I know you spoke to our the group we had at the gathering at Craig Howard's place at Diablo CrossFit. And
Yeah.
talk a little bit about how content can really make a difference for owners and also how content is not any owner's favorite thing to dive into. And so it looks
Yes.
like you're sort of approaching that now from the angle of how we can help owners. So I'd love to hear more about what you've got going on.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly it. Like, in the world we live in now, like content's king, and you essentially have to become this like quasi media company first, and then whatever the product or service that you sell afterward. And I know most affiliate owners like myself have so many things on the plate that you look up and it's been like 3 weeks since your last post on Instagram or Facebook or Google Business, and you're like, oh my gosh. And you just kind of get this overwhelming feeling of like, I don't know what to post. I don't even know what to do here. And so myself, Jay Vera, a couple of us over at Media Launch, we're trying to essentially like solve this problem of, hey, how do we make creating content easy? How do we make gym owners like be able to create good, compelling stuff that'll showcase their gym, it'll showcase their members, it'll tell stories about what's going on, but at the same time, like you don't have to have some, background in marketing, a background in graphic design or video editing or anything like that. And so this has kind of come from the last couple of years of working with affiliate owners with their social media or just their marketing. And I know that's kind of like a buzzword that to get people to know what their gym is about, know what their brand is about, and hopefully have more and more people walk through their doors. And so that's kind of where GymCreatives came from. We also do on the school platform that we have, which is completely free to join. I've been doing weekly calls there for the most part with affiliate owners and just covering like basics of how do we run either programs, how do we run meta ads, like how do we do stuff organically for free, all of that. So this is again kind of something that's been built out of just hearing a lot of the different stories and kind of pain points for affiliate owners. And so as you guys know, AI is all the rage here, and I'll share my screen in just a moment. And basically, like whether you absolutely despise it, especially like the fake people with six fingers and like all that stuff that it dispels out, there is some very practical uses for it. And what we've hoped to do is curate and train all these different agents, as they're called, to do specific tasks that will help affiliate owners create content. And so I'll share my screen real quick, and you could have like a visual like what this looks like. So it's not just a ton of buzzwords here. Um, but this is it. These are different agents that create different things in the space. And so we have a content creator one, and we kind of just this is all internal use right now. So we kind of have fun placeholders for all of our thumbnails. Like we got Danny Brofex over here and stuff like that. So eventually we'll tighten these photos up a little bit here. But you guys kind of are the first ones that get an inside look at this. And what these are is agents that will do different things. So, like this one here will create content for you. And the cool part about it is we have aggregated every single model of AI into one space. So, you could choose your different program here. They update automatically, and we're constantly updating it, as well as like the different models that'll help create the language and do different tasks for you. We've also set it to where you could put your quality of image and also size your image here. So it's kind of like this mix between AI and graphic design all in one. The cool thing is that you could add your images or your elements, and once you first log into this, it pulls your branding off of your website and pulls it all into one spot. So you could toggle this brand on and off, and I'll give you guys some examples of the content here to be able to have it brand in your colors with your logo or not, depending on what you're creating and what you want to do. The cool thing is it has this elements here, and you'll have to ignore all the regional workouts that I put. Not like I got something cooking in the background here, but this is my actual one that I've been using for my gym. So you didn't see anything. But these are photos that we have from the members that either myself or a couple of the other members have sent to us. And so it saves it all into this library here of all of your photos, and you're able to, with the agents, just pull right from that elements. The cool thing is we tried to make it as frictionless as possible. So when you create some sort of folder, maybe around a Mother's Day event or something like that that we had here, you could do that, and then you could actually send this link out to your coaches or a photographer, and whenever they hit the link, it'll automatically pull that library of photos out of Google Drive or wherever they're saving it into the elements here for you to be able to use. So let's say you're doing something and you want to send out just a general member photo link to your coaches or to people within your gym. You could send anybody that link, and as they add the photos to this, it'll automatically appear here in your elements. And again, we're just trying to take away some of these pain points, like how do you capture content and photos, aggregate it into one spot. So this is a testimony one that I made today, just a little bit earlier. So I took that photo from Elements. I used the testimony agent. It scraped this review on its own from my Google reviews, branded it with my colors there. And this is an example of something that I would create in just seconds, depending on what exactly you want to do with a testimony. This is what it looks like when I turned off the branding thing there. You could see we made one for the Murph event. So I just put the picture of Murph in there and just let it do its thing. And this is the different stuff that it came up with versus branding it as well too. So you have a testimony one. We have one that creates thumbnails. If you guys see this, seasonal cards, that's where the Murph one was done. Motivational ones. We have an SEO agent that'll help scrape your website and your Google My Business and give you some updates on SEO local in your area, as well as help you create content posts for that. Eventually, we will have an educational element that'll be all trained on the everything from the L1 to the L2, and it'll pull little nuggets and quotes out that you could overlay, whether you're educating people on workouts, whether you're educating people on movements, whatever you want there. It'll kind of pull and from that, as it's the only thing we've trained it on. And these will continue to build out over time as we get feedback continuously from affiliate owners and their use of it. And so that's essentially what GymCreatives is. It's just an aggregate of all the AI tools, but specifically built for gym owners. The last update that I'll kind of give you guys here is oftentimes you open this up and you start with this blank canvas and you don't even know what to start with. Well, shortly, I think the developer should have it done by the end of this week. It'll automatically populate stuff that other people have made or stuff from your gallery as it knows what you like to make here, and you could just click it and edit it or click it and download it. And eventually, this might take a V2 a few months after usage and we get more and more data, but it'll eventually email you 3 different posts every single week on its own that it's created with your photos from the different agents. So you won't even actually have to create anything if you don't want to. And if you like it, but you want to tweak it, you'll be able to click it right off of the right off of the email. It'll bring you right to the website. You can make any tweaks that you want to it, and then be able to download it and post it onto your Instagram. So that's what GymCreatives is here. We have a couple people that are in the space that are beta testing it for us, giving us some feedback. You know, obviously it's still working through some bugs and different things like that, but for the most part, it works. It works pretty well. And if you guys would like, I'll take you through like one of this one testimony one. Now, what we've done with each one of these agents, we think about it in pillars of content. So you need content that is doing call to actions to maybe some event you're running, maybe some program you're launching, or maybe just a like, hey, come on in and check us out. I also like the testimony post because I like to call it digital word of mouth. This is how you scale what your members are saying about their gyms into their friends in private conversations, but something you could kind of post up and showcase to the world. And then we also have the SEO, and then we do like a motivational one just to generally keep the content flowing. But so we go into elements here. We could just pull this picture up so we have it. And let's say like, let's make a review post. So it's going to go through its thing. It'll ask us where we want to pull it from here. We have 20 reviews saved from CrossFit Livermore. Would you like to use a few of the best ones to pair with the photo, or should we pull some press runs from this? Let's just say gym photo. And the cool thing is they'll kind of prompt you along if you don't even know what you want. So here's our reviews as it popped up for us here. And so we could pick through them. We could scroll through the pages and then just pick our option. So we'll just pick option 3. And then it'll give us a different way to lay it out. Do we want to have the layout be the focus? Do we want a visual treatment there? And the different options that we have. So let's just say gym photo and generate. I feel like this is like when Elon Musk threw
So
the rock at the window and like it just broke through. What were you gonna say, Katie?
that little gym photo click that you were just kind of clicking to kind of move it along, is that it's like the default, like keep it simple state and versus you typing in some sort of stylistic change you want,
Exactly.
just get it.
Exactly. Like I use this as if just like I got 1 hour and I want to make a bunch of like content and just
Yeah.
have stuff to post on up. I just basically like click, 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 click through and then see what it comes up with. And then if you had specific ideas at that point in time, you could start to tell it what exactly you wanted it to do. I like to just let it spit something out and then go
Start
from
with
there as far as like, yeah, how it's going to be able to evolve. And so, yeah, it should be able to spit us out something here. The internet at my gym is a little bit slower than it is at the house, but once it spits something out, it'll also remember the ones that you downloaded and that you liked, and then it'll continue to build iterations off of that as well. Okay, so then there we go. We have the quote broken down. It took the photo, it just made it nice and simple. It didn't change any of our people, it didn't change any of the background. Claire still has 4 fingers and not 10. And now I just have a nice piece of content that I was a bit hesitant because of my skill level, but the coaches help you modify and progress, right? So simple, took that quote, developed something for me really fast. And now we could show coach modification, brighten the atmosphere, surprise me, and you could just keep developing and working with it from that point to get what you like. Or if you're like me, you're like, dang, this looks good. And I just need something for Tuesday. So I keep my consistent posting going. From here, you could click it. You could download it right onto your desktop, right by just hitting that button, and the post is ready to go. If you were going to resize it for anything, you could resize it here just by clicking it and say regenerate in the new size. You could hard it. We do have this option here, so if little bugs come up, you could also let us know as we're continuing to innovate off of it. But that's basically it in a nutshell, right there. Um,
What's the show coach modification difference?
yeah, let's see what it does.
Oh, highlights a coach providing. Okay.
And yeah, I'm curious as to what this will
Like
do.
they're gonna add a person in there.
Maybe. Let's find out. Let's find out what this is using GPT image 2 and Gemini Flash 3. And so like depending on how the models are operating and their different upgrades and stuff like that, you'll be able to like toggle across every AI that's currently available. So the cool thing is like if you're very familiar with AI, like at the very least, this is aggregated all of them in one spot for you to be able to sort through those models with your branding just by toggling something on and off with all your photos already updated and located to it. Now, the cool thing is I built a bunch of thumbnails doing this. So if you guys know the CF Network YouTube channel and you go through and you look, like majority of those thumbnails are all have all been created by GymCreatives pretty much over like the last month. And the cool thing is I hated having to go find all my photos and then download to desktop and then upload into here. So we had a feature that was built where you just essentially hit like copy image and then you come back to GymCreatives and click paste image. You don't have to download it and it'll actually pull it from the web and drop it right in here for us. The developer that works on all this, his name's Hassam, and it's like magic to me. I basically tell him, "Oh, damn, look at that." And
Wow.
you know what's crazy is that person that it pulled from. Let me show you guys where that developed. I'm pretty sure if we look in the elements, yeah, that's Claire's friend with the tattoo. You guys see that?
Yeah.
So it took that friend who it thought it was a coach because it was waiting for her turn on the bike and literally turned her into a coach.
Easy.
So like if this were to dump into something that we really liked here, we could like heart it. It would recognize that that was a good call on it, and it'll continue to iterate stuff off that. Um, yeah, and you guys could see so like these different ones as it's like generated, I was able just to have it pull copy paste it from Instagrams, and it was making all these different iterations of the stuff for me just by changing models and different things like that. So That's pretty much it in a nutshell there. And it will be available. We will have stuff open for like the wait list. So if you guys want to get in and check it out, like as we develop it, we're giving everybody like a free trial period with it and stuff like that. It's super early, so you will get some sort of discount on it. Like we're still getting the other pricing, and we have to determine that a little bit by the usage of each model because that costs us money every time a model usage is used. So there's a little ebb and flow with like how we're going to determine the final process of it. But ideally, we would just like to get them into gym owners' hands, start playing around, get some real time feedback, and hopefully make a really awesome product that will make social media content super easy. The other thing we're also doing is now that we have this available, the creatives that we have at Media Launch are able to run your social media for you. So that will be an option for cheap social media management. I know some of you guys have tried to utilize that before. Usually it could be anywhere from like $1,500 to $2,500 a month to try to like have somebody to do that. And if you push that out to a third party that doesn't know much about CrossFit, doesn't know much about CrossFit affiliates, you start getting some weird, just like sizzle reels back and different things. But with this and a talented creator being able to use it, we've been able to get that price significantly down for social media management. So that will be an option as well. And then along with this, we'll still be doing marketing calls. We're going to start to ramp that up to once a week, and we'll be like utilizing this to create some images and everything else, and kind of carving out that 1 hour a week to work on your business, to work on your marketing, to work on your social media. And GymCreatives will be the assistant there with us helping you. So that way, as you go through, you're like, cool, I like all this, but how do I make this? And when do I have the time to learn Adobe Editor or Canva or any of these other things? And now you don't. It'll continue to learn and get better as it goes.
So the weekly marketing calls, will those just be offered for people that are a part
Yeah,
of the creative subscription?
no, the those calls will be free, so you
Okay.
won't have to actually do anything or be a part of GymCreative. So if you want to jump in and out of them, or just use it as background noise as you work on your marketing for your gym, those
Mhm.
will still be open and free and available. We'll just be utilizing GymCreatives to create all the content and stuff like that. So if you want to use that, then you'll have to jump in and do the subscription service for GymCreatives. But everything in school will is free and will always remain free.
Nice. And they find that through Media Launch or through,
Yeah, and I'll put it here. It's www.schoolskool.com/media launch. We were able to partner with Wodify as well. So if you guys use Wodify, they have all of these things called Foundational Friday videos that talks about the software and all its capabilities back there. And there's a whole library of the last calls that they've done. If you don't use Wodify, there's still a bunch of valuable information in there, just as far as like automated scripts and lead magnets, different things like that, to where you could just adopt whether you're using push press or sugar water, one of the any of the other gym softwares. Like honestly, the most of them do all the same stuff, so you'll be able to take a lot of that information and some of the things that we're working on and apply them into whatever software that you choose to use.
awesome. And
Yeah,
do you think it's going to be live to have being able to hire someone to manage your social media?
the GymCreatives.
Yeah, well, you're saying like you could start to pay someone to just do it for you, and it would be at
Yeah,
a price point.
Yeah, the price point we're hoping to be able to stick out will be $700 a month, and that'll be I want to say daily posting, but most likely it'll start at 3 times a week posting, and that'll also be a weekly call or a monthly call, depending on the affiliate owner's choice. There, well, you'll meet with your creative. We'll touch base on like, hey, do you have any events coming up? Do you have any announcements coming up? What dates are those? Do you like the current set of batches of content that are coming out? Can we get you in there to take a few more photos? Do you need photos? That type of stuff. And so it's almost like you're getting social media management, but at the same time, you're getting like accountability for your marketing of your gym because you're going to meet with your person and they're going to go through and ask you questions about, do you have photos of stuff? Did you get new Google reviews? That type of thing. So it'll allow them to make all the creative stuff actually post on your social media for you, post on your Google business, everything else. But you'll still have to do some of the work as the owner because we can only do so much. But the creative side of it, the creation side of it, and the publishing side of it will all be done by us.
Awesome. But that's going to be live soon, you think?
Yeah, we're aiming for the 22nd.
Cool.
Is our hope. So the wait list will close on the 20th. We have a little over 100 people in there right now, and so that'll close down on the 20th, and then we'll send an email out opening it up for everybody to get in there, play with it a little bit, and then you'll receive 50% off for the subscription to continue to kind of get in there and play with it and give us some feedback and all of that. And then assuming all that goes well, our hope is that first week in June we'll be able to start, launching it out to everybody.
So cool.
Yeah,
I've been asking a lot of questions. Does anyone else have questions? You guys
yeah.
come off mute
Do you
and
guys? I
poke
got a
around.
question for anybody out there. Like, do you guys currently use anybody for your social media? Is it you doing it? And if it is you doing it, like, how frequently are you publishing and posting
Don't be shy, guys.
or thinking about it?
We don't
I'll
use
jump.
anybody.
Okay. And do you post everything on yourself, Daniel?
Yeah, we do 6 days a week.
You do 6 days a week?
Yeah.
Awesome. What type of post are you typically using and creating?
Just so we do 5 days a week of stills, and then we do a Google review automation that comes out on Sundays.
Nice.
Ours kind of run a sequence, so we're just telling kind of different types of stories. Um, it's not it's not pretty and it's not flashy, but it is consistent,
Yeah,
right?
consistency is king there. Yeah, yeah. So if you want to jump in and try that out, feel free to get in there and play with it and see if it'll help enhance some of the graphic design elements of all the awesome stuff you guys are putting out.
Yeah, I personally manage 3 accounts. So I
Nice.
own the gym, and then we have a competition. So I'm spending a lot of time on social media right now.
Yeah,
But yeah, for our gym account, I mean, it's like I'd say 4 to 6 posts a week, mostly
cool.
reels, and I'd say like 80% reels, maybe 15% collages, right? Those are important, and then a
Yeah,
hard post occasionally. So we actually did like a pretty big effort. I'm in like a cohort right now, and we're like my personal page just grew by about 35% in following over
nice.
a week. So yeah, so it's been going pretty well.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, the consistency in it is the main thing, right? Like as you guys know, if you're stay consistent, that usually drums up some interest. I'm curious too, do any of you guys measure like the posts versus like bringing people into the door or engagement from people in terms of leads?
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to. So basically, the idea behind my personal page is it gets people to our gym page, and then the gym page there leads to leads.
Hmm.
What we're finding is it's not really bringing us new leads, but it's a lead that has reached out, then begins to follow us to see like what our community culture is all about, and then that's when they commit to signing up. So we're not getting leads because of them, but they're more using it as research to see if it's a right fit.
Right. Yeah. The online window shopping is definitely the go-to, right? You're gonna hear about it or maybe see something, and then you're like, well, let's go scope these people out first, and like you start to scroll through and check that out. Yeah. One thing that we did a while back that was definitely helpful was we made a post with our class schedule. And then we pinned it up there. So trying to like, what do people kind of most commonly ask for, like search for that you want to publicly display. And for us, it was a lot of people were asking about the schedule and when our classes are and stuff. So we just made a little post on there, pinned that up to our thing. We had that pinned up there for a while, and that did pretty good as far as just getting more information out there for people that are window shopping via online.
It's good.
And one more question for the group: have you guys played with or tried meta ads? And if so, what is it? What have been your result?
I've done all the marketing things. Yeah, I do Google ads now. I've done meta ads. I've dropped $2,500 in ad spend a month. I've done minimal in ad spend. My experience, I think I'm going to be actually diving into it again. But what I did in the past was not marketing to CrossFit, but marketing to people who wanted to get fit and for fitness. And what it did is it brought a ton of leads in. Like I could show you my logbooks. It's like extreme the amount of leads I got compared to when I'm not running it. But
Hmm.
cold leads. And so it takes a lot more upfront work. And what we found is like those people who we put all the upfront work into, it ended up not being like the community vibe, but they were looking for a quick fix, right? They weren't
Yep.
looking, lose weight fast. And so we couldn't keep them after 90 days. So
Mhm.
we realized it wasn't worth spending all that money and that to get all these cold leads and convince them to sign up, because they really just wanted to pay for someone to take their weight away versus put the effort in for longevity and being injury free.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Cool. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, we've done quite a bit of different things as well. How's the Google ads working for you? Do you see any benefit there versus Meta?
Yeah, I actually just doubled my spend on it because it is working quite well. And we haven't announced it, but we're affiliating with like Hyrox as well. So we're
Mm-hmm.
going to start trying to do another campaign to start like hitting like some of those trigger words around here for Hyrox, or keywords. But it does, I can see what ads are popping up under what Google search words, and like Zia runs ads in my area because I'm right next to Zia. But
Mm-hmm.
beyond that, I don't think she's actually on Google, though. She's only on Meta. And so there's any competition. So it's my ad spend to be seen for CrossFit is not very much. And it's better because I can target CrossFit or Hyrox or whatever it is I'm trying to target, as opposed to like on Meta. It's not so easy. It needs to be more
Yeah.
broad.
And what is it doing for you? Is it just putting you at top of search
Yeah.
and that? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
And
top of search, and like people like my son sees my ads on YouTube Shorts, and so like YouTube and things of that such. But I do
cool.
target it to 5 mile radius to our gym.
Mm-hmm. And how has the lead quality been with that relative to, like you were saying before, like all the front end work just for people to,
I mean, much better, to the
yeah.
point where I put all my money in Google. I don't put it into Meta.
That's interesting. So what do you think the mechanism is there? Like people are already interested in searching, like seeking you out, and you're just becoming top of mind and top of the page versus it pushing towards people that are kind of just sitting on the couch, like, I see this and now I'm motivated. I'm going to opt in. And then you have to go through all that. Like, is that
I think
what?
so, because it's people who are searching for fitness studio in Carlsbad, or gym in Carlsbad, or CrossFit, or High Rocks near me, or, so they're like looking for these specific things. So then I'm the first one that pops up for those keywords. Whereas on Instagram, like they're scrolling because they're bored. It's before bed. They're like, oh, I've seen that one before.
Yeah.
It's like go through it. And I forget what they call it, but where you become, you see an ad, like I even have been experiencing this. I see the same ad over and over, and it doesn't do anything for me anymore. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm so overseeing this. Like,
Yeah.
I've heard there's a term for it, but I forget what they call that. So, we're kind of like you erase it, you don't think about it anymore.
Right.
But yeah, I mean that's just
Redundancy
my
fatigue.
experience.
Yeah, that's interesting because that's one of the things that we played with. Like we've done a lot of different stuff on Meta, and one of the things that helped with us a lot was actually like advertising our youth strength and conditioning program. I made like 10 different reels that were like specifically around that, and we launched it. And before that, we had a very similar experience to you. Like you're like, oh look, I got 200 leads, and out of those 200, you convert a handful, and those handful aren't even around in the month, so like your ROI gets really low, and you're kind of like, is this worth it? But with the youth one, for whatever reason, and it was very direct, like, hey, Livermore parents, like, do you have kids in sports? Like, this program is for you, is kind of how it started. And then I gave a little information on the program. We probably got like 40 leads from that. And out of those 40 leads, all but like three we actually had a conversation with, converted, I think 10 or 12 of them, like right there on the spot. And the rest of them all were like, hey, keep me in your email list, because once the kids' sports are up, it just conflicted with their timing. They're going to come back and do the summer camp. So it was really interesting, like targeting like the youth strength and conditioning stuff versus I've done the healthcare offer thing. I've done, whatever, the weight loss thing and all that. But for whatever reason, that one seemed to be very like pinpoint and specific. And actually, all the money that I spent on all the Met ads, we made back just from that youth one. So I was like, oh, thank goodness. Because otherwise it was going to be similar as like a couple $1,000s just to have conversations with people that have like
Yeah.
aren't going to stick around or join.
Yeah, there's so much money in kids sport. Like I know here there's a ton. I just don't have I have children, so I'm allowed to say this. I don't have a passion for kids. And we developed a program and it was doing well, that coach fell off, and then all of a sudden I had to teach it, and I canceled it right away.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to
With
teach
the coach,
kids.
for sure.
Yes,
One of the right
yes. That's
choices.
always limited research. Well, cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing all that information. I think it's really valuable for everybody just to kind of hear, like in general, like what works, what doesn't. And I would also argue too that even though you might not have a quantifiable result of the consistent posting on your Instagram and stuff in your personal one, but that matters a lot with in relation with the Google ad spend because people probably see it, then they probably go window shop. And since you're consistently posting and you have a bunch of stuff up there, then they're like, cool. And then, you get kind of this ping pong effect back between the two, which helps probably solidify their choice to choose you or fill the thing out or come into. So really cool. Thanks for sharing all that.
Totally. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Drinking C4 in the middle of the day. That's when you know it's rough. Yeah, you got yours. Usually I'm doing a coffee too. Um, but yeah, so that's pretty much the breakdown of GymCreatives. If you guys want to check it out, I'll put the link down here. And this is for the wait list. Like I said, you could opt in, do the trial thing. If you find value in it, we'd love to have you part of it. The school one up above, like Ren, all the stuff that you were saying is like really valuable. So I'll probably just like regurgitate that out in one of our next calls here because I've also played with like the Google one versus Meta, and like I just love testing like a bunch of different stuff all the time. And we had similar results, and I haven't revisited that in a little bit. So I think I'm going to and test out like a new like piece with that as well. But yeah, so if you guys want to join the school one up there, you'll see that link there. And then GymCreatives is there if you want to get around and check it out. Hopefully, if you do, you find some value in it and helps make social media a little bit easier, a little less painless, and saves you guys some time. That's ultimately our goal.
Best. Did you mean to raise your hand, Red?
Yeah, I had a question. I'm so sorry. I came in 15
Yeah.
minutes late because I was coaching. But
Yeah.
Matt, I wanted to ask you, is this is this something a private thing that you're building to help support CrossFit gyms? Is that what this
That
is, or is this via CrossFit or?
Nope, it's ours. We're building it for CrossFit affiliates and coaches. Yeah, and it was just kind of like birthed out of like the pain point that we talked to most of affiliate owners. I mean, you two guys are kind of the anomaly with like, yeah, I post 6 days a week. I run 3 accounts. Like typically we have people that are like, oh God, I know I need to do it, but I suck at it and I don't know where I have the time. And when I do, I don't know what to post. And so for those individuals, that was really kind of solving the problem. And then for people like you guys, it was more or less giving you tools that will allow you to create stuff faster. It's mostly focused around like graphic design than it is necessarily just pulling stuff out of thin air. Although the example we used did drop in us a coach pretty easily, and it looked pretty good. Although the kettlebell row was a little weird, but hey, it'll continue to evolve over time. But yeah, that's what it is.
Have
Cool.
you done
Thank
any
you.
of it for like content as in like caption creation and like not maybe not a motivational quote, but more of like I know people want kind of like a quick thing, a little testimonial, but I've also
Mm-hmm.
seen people that'll kind of write out a little bit more or putting content into a newsletter or into
Yep.
like an email campaign. Have you used it for that as well, kind of without the image?
Absolutely. Yeah. So the SEO one, which kind of would fall in line with what Ren's doing there, like that'll help optimize your Google My Business, which will help optimize all the keywords like she's talking about. So it'll scrape that and it'll find all the people that are searching around for gyms or studios and put all that copy into your call to actions. It'll put it into your anything you're putting or posting on Google My Business. And then as well too, you could take one of like, let's say you have a seasonal card and you have like we just recently did this Mother's Day thing. So at 9 a.m. we did a ladies only workout on Saturday. We offered some mimosas and coffee after the workout, and all the moms were allowed to bring a friend in. So what we did is we made some of the cards with that content creator, dropped in SEO, asked it to build us out an email sequence to follow up with the moms as far as reminding, and then an email sequence afterwards, giving them some sort of offer to come into the gym. And then basically I copy paste those into Wodify's marketing emails, adjust the language a little bit so it sounds more of a personal touch to it, and then send it off. So it's saved a ton of time in terms of that regard. So it does do all of that. We'll also be working on automations in different text and how that communication kind of goes and works. So if people want to adopt some more automated things when leads first reach out, that'll be an option as well too. But you could use all that in the SEO one. That's what that one is essentially for.
I think that's really cool to hear, especially again, maybe it's not always the people on this call, but people that are listening later on, just how can I streamline? Because I think a lot of people have an idea. They'll have an idea
Hmm.
about the Mother's Day, and then time will come quickly, and it's like, well, now it's 4 days away. I blew it, and so then they just give up the idea, and it might have
Yep.
been a great time to convert some things. So knowing that you have that, that'll speed it up for you, that'll spit it out, and you can just push play essentially.
Yeah. Because it's got Claude, it's got Gemini, all the models are there. So there's no like it'll do everything a normal one would on the web, and you could adjust it according to kind of what you want it to do. But I also had it spit out a timeline for me. When I thought of the idea a couple weeks back, I was like, "Hey, what's a good timeline? The event's on May 9th." And it like gave me, put a Instagram post here, put an email post to do this, and then I would just take that and say, "Okay, great, make me a Mother's Day post for this," and it would spit something out. And so you're able to utilize all of them there to make everything super quick. And the result from that versus meta ad was significantly more, was better for us. We ended up with 11 people that were brought in with our moms here. We had a class of 35. We made it this funly, friendly partner workout where it's like mostly machines and some running around and stuff. And from that, so far, we've already converted two of them to members. So, and by the way, that cost $40 in coffee and like $50 in champagne and orange juice. And one of our members like baked a sourdough loaf of bread. So, less than $150 on that total event, and already converted to members with 11 leads that have already come in and tried us out and met us and everything else.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's I think it's a really great idea. I love whenever we've done calls with content just kind of to clear up because Ren's question was like, is this a CrossFit thing? It's not under our blanket, but anytime I see anyone in the community that's doing something that's going to help owners, I'll vet it a little bit, of course, but I would like to get in front of owners and let them hear about it. And, Matt being someone that's not just in the community, but actually on the floor using this as an affiliate owner himself. So I think it's really helpful to hear that. And like you said, it's a feedback thing where if you guys are looking for something or there's a bug or you need something else to send that feedback, and it's something that you're going to be continually refining, which is great.
Yeah, it'll be constantly updated, constantly refined. And one of the things too that I've been playing around with as far as retention tools is that's like been my real focus, is not so much like ads, but like how do we retain members? Like what's the client journey look like, and what systems do we have in place to make sure we're checking in with people? And one of the ones that we're working with here is training it off the L1, the L2 manual, and then having it come up. Then I take my week's worth of workouts, I dump it in there, and then I asked it to make me workout warm ups between 8 and 10 minutes long that are just general warm ups that are done with a partner. And then lately, we've been taking everybody in 3 to 4 classes a week, pairing them up through the warm up together, like the general warm up together after the whiteboard thing, to create more community engagement. So that way, it's like they don't have the angst of like, oh, it's a partner WOD. I don't want to be the one holding someone back, or like, oh, my friend's not here. Now I'm like anxious about it. Or maybe I don't want to go because I don't want to work with somebody, but you still have the best parts of that, but it's just the warm up. So you're like, hey, anybody could pair up. It doesn't matter your guys'
Can't
fitness
win the war.
level. Yeah,
Can't win the war.
exactly. But it's created more community engagement, more conversations. And then the ones that are chatty that don't want to shut up, you could let them do all their talking to that general warm up. And then when you start going through your drills and your skills and stuff, hopefully they've worked it out a little bit, and you could gather them up and get their attention without those side conversations.
I love that. That's awesome. Well, this is a really cool segue. If anyone has any other questions, please, we can stay on. But I'm hoping that next month we kind of take our mastermind call and we dig in a little bit more to getting more leads in and what's the sales process and the onboarding. I've had more than one owner reach out and say, I'd love to hear a bunch of owners on the call talking about that, because I think there's a lot of different ways to do it. And it's kind of cool that we can reference back to this, that if all of these shared ideas sound great, but you don't have time, you don't have hours in the day, use these tools, use things like GymCreatives to help you with those, um, getting leads in the door. So, and
Yeah.
like I said, warm leads, things that you can actually use and convert.
Yes.
Very cool. Anyone else have any other questions for Matt or about the topic in general?
Not really a question. I just wanted to chime in. I'm a very, very early, can't even call myself an affiliate owner yet. But just kind of lurking in the background, listening to all this conversation and just kind of picking up little tidbits of knowledge from you guys has been really, really helpful. And it all just sounds so inspiring. And now I'm just kind of jazzed. I'm definitely one of those people that I am not marketing at all. I don't dedicate time for it. So all of this just sounds so great.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, love it.
Thank
Where are
you.
you located, Lynette?
I'm in a small town in Louisiana. Are you familiar with it? Like the area?
I don't know. What's the name of it?
It,
I don't know. You said it.
Shreveport.
Well, I don't think so. I feel like maybe I've heard it, but no, I've not been there.
Well,
Have
if
you
you ever
connected with your
go,
affiliate rep?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Have you connected with your affiliate rep in the area?
No, I told you I'm very, very early in the process. I've kind of been running some training out of my garage for years. There's quite a few CrossFit gyms in this area. Like you'd be surprised. You'd think Louisiana is not the hub of CrossFit, but so there's a lot of competition. But I've got a pretty solid group now that, we're kind of all trying to go in and just get started on this big project together. Again, very early in the process. So I'm listening to as much as I can, learning as much as I can before we dive in.
Well, definitely connect with Chase Ingram when you get a chance. You can send me a message on social media, or my email is katie.hogan@crossfit.com, and Chase is the rep in your area. But I'm sure a lot of people on this call would probably back me up on this. I wouldn't say a bunch of CrossFit gyms in your area would be competition. I would see that as that's a really good thing that CrossFit is popular in your area. And I'm sure there's more than enough people living there to fill each of those CrossFit gyms. So think of those as people that are doing the same thing as you is a good thing. And we want more of that in the space versus, oh no, I have to beat out these other CrossFit gyms. That's just my take through the years, that if you can kind of reframe that, and it's not competition, but rather like, this is so great. This is an area that hears and sees the word CrossFit a lot.
Yeah, no, that's very inspiring. So that's good to hear,
I've
Katie.
had
Thank you.
owners tell me when they see gyms, CrossFit affiliates near them that close, they get disappointed and sad, and they're worried. They want to see more in their area. So I would say that's it. You're in a good spot.
Good, good. I hope so. Full send.
Well, awesome. Thank you guys all for taking some time to be on the call. Matt, thank you so much for hopping in. And we kind of organized this last minute. I'm really glad we got to. And as things progress and develop, if you ever feel like you have an update for us or would like to add additional content, again, I'll post this on YouTube, and I'll add the links that you put where there's, like, as you said, continuing education with the school media launch piece. But yeah, we can always do another call in the future if you find some more stuff that you can help everyone with.
Cool. Definitely. Thank you so much. Thanks for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.